The basis of the cultural personality is creating a holistic way of life, a very integrated, balanced, harmonious way of life. Cultural personality is basically concerned about the fact that the two personality types that we're most aware of were both created in the economic age. The first is the economic personality, is the person that's looking towards satisfying their material needs and interests in the marketplace. And the other type of personality is the specialized personality. When most of us went to school over the last 100 years, we were told, as Smith argued back in 1776, that if you want to get ahead in life, you want to have a family, you want to have a nice life, you have to specialize. The argument starting the cultural personality is that both of those personality types, which have driven human behavior for the last 100 years, they're breaking down. They're breaking down. The economic personality is breaking down because of the devastating effect we're having on the natural environment. And I think most people now realize we can't just go on consuming and producing the way we're doing and expect to be able to deal with climate change and global warming. The specialized personality is breaking down because the specialization that people have learned is often outdated shortly after they get into the workforce. Now what we're finding is that in the workforce, people may have 10 or 15 jobs over the course of their lives, and they may be in very different areas. They may start out in agriculture and then move to industry and then move to government and then move to a service organization and then move to an arts organization. There's a lot of mobility going on now in the labor force. So I started to sort of think more strongly about a new perception of the type of human personality that might be most appropriate for the future. And of course, being a believer in holism and that holistic perspective provided by culture, it was easy for me to say, well, the basis of the cultural personality is creating a holistic way of life. The cultural personality would be holistic, creative, altruistic, humane, compassionate, entrepreneurial, things like that. In specific terms, I put a lot of emphasis on creativity and entrepreneurship. You know, unlike the past when you interviewed for a job, I think more and more in the future that we're going to have to find our own jobs or create our own jobs because of the advance of robotics and artificial intelligence and so on. So I would recommend that they probably start to think seriously about getting into courses in the arts where they could start to develop their creativity and then see how that creativity applies to other areas in their life, and at the same time maybe be entrepreneurial in the sense of if they've been thinking about something they would like to start on their own, start it. You know, you can start something small and plan to build over a period of time. It doesn't have to be huge from the beginning or huge at the end of the first year. If you're in the home, then arts and craft work would probably be the best place to start, because I think without too much training you can get into those fields more quickly. Listening to music definitely would be one that I'd strongly emphasize, and I believe very much in listening to popular and classical music. They both have something to offer. If it's outside the home, you couldn't do any better than joining a choir. Choirs are a great way to enjoy yourself, get involved in music, and have a terrific time.